Welcome to the House at Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday wherever you guys are at. Y'all know what it is. It's our weekly Wednesday Davante Adams and Aiden O'Connell
for a
presser.
while.
They
And
just
now
started moments ago. We're going to get right into it. Those coming on in, don't let it be your last time. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. And here we go. Tay is at the podium.
Questions?
Okay, when you guys go for downhill territory, what does that say to you as not only the belief that he has in you guys, but just the aggressiveness for playing with?
I mean, it obviously says exactly what you said. I mean, you kind of answered the question there. It shows that he has good belief in us as an offense and our ability to execute in those short yardage situations. Obviously, that's not something we want to do every time we're down there, but certain times starting the game or putting the game away, different times like that, it's sometimes it's a good way to establish, a line of scrimmage and just kind of establish the style of play we come in with for the game. It's impressive, man. I mean, he's made a lot of catches like that since he's been here. So, we need that from our tight end room, especially the way we get played down there tight in the red zone. So, hopefully we get many more of those out of him. We'd like some easier looks, but those work too.
I think 4 out of Aiden's first 5 passes went to you. How much does that help you going in the game when that happens early?
Helps a lot. Just getting a little flow early, getting added to the game, and not having to wait until right before halftime to get a ball. It just allows the number one receiver to feel a little bit more welcomed into it and warm up the hands early. It's not easy catching a ball, when you haven't seen one in 30 minutes. So it's something that I definitely like and look forward to doing moving forward.
It might be a little bit above football kind of question, but Sandra, Douglas, Morgan, and Champ Kelly, and Antonio Pierce, it's the first time in NFL history that those leadership positions were led by African Americans. And I know we got a long way to go in terms of that, but from your perspective, the significance of that being first and hopefully not the last.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get to a point where it's not, we don't even need to acknowledge it. Just, not here, but just in the world. It'd be cool to just have a black president and it just be, the president. It's just a normal thing. That's the ultimate goal. But obviously it's the first time that it's happened. You said here or anywhere? NFL history. Yeah, I mean, that's a really big deal. I see the picture when we walk in in the hallway. You have a nice picture of them. I think it was before the Giants game, and it's big, opens up a lot of doors. Obviously, it's similar to, somebody like me coming out of East Palo Alto and showing that, it's possible for the younger kids that are now starting to come, and it's plentiful, as these years go by. So, hopefully next year we have that. I'm not being an advocate that every position is going to be filled by an African-American person, but the more we can just make that a normal thing and make it, equal opportunities at the very least, that's what we're looking for.
We've talked a lot about Aiden and just kind of the praise from him in terms of what you've seen from first-year quarterbacks. What have you seen just kind of over the course of a week of practice that's sort of different from a leadership standpoint now that he's been handed the keys?
Well, aside from everything else, I think I've talked about him as a quarterback and, his comfortability leading the huddle and all those important things. But to me, the most important thing that I've seen, and it kind of, a couple of us were talking about it, me and Hunter were talking about it earlier, you're starting to see him start to be more comfortable just around us in general. It's always funny coming in and you see the young guys come in and they come and play with me, whether it's a D lineman or whatever. They always look a little different at me when they're walking through the hallways, and he'd been like that for a while. And now, even just now, I was making sure I didn't have nothing on my face, and he's walking by talking shit, saying I don't look good in the mirror. So, like, stuff like that is where you start to take the next steps, in your friendship to allow you to have a better connection on the field. That's how it was with me and Aaron. Me and Brett Hundley had some opportunities, and the more we started playing together, the more comfortable he got, in our one-on-one connection too. So, that stuff is critical, and you don't really understand how important it is. But just getting to know people more and getting more comfortable around your teammates is a big piece.
Sometimes week to week there's different styles that you have to play to beat a certain team. Kind of like boxing, there's different ways to do it. The Miami Dolphins do it their way, almost force you into a track meet. As an offense, do you kind of go in knowing that we're probably going to have to do a little bit more in this kind of a game based on what the other team does?
Yeah, you know that you got a little bit more of the burden to make sure you're handling your business. what we did last week is not necessarily going to work on paper against these guys. You know, our defense go out and handle their business, and we keep coming off the field. That doesn't, make it easy. We want to, anytime they cause a turnover, cause them to punt, whatever it is, any opportunities we have, start the game, whatever, we want to start fast and obviously put ourselves in a position where we're not making our defense have to go out there and make stops every single time. We obviously believe that they can, but the idea is to make it as easy on them as possible.
From your point of view, how much does it help when Josh Jacobs / the running game actually gets going, rushing over 100 yards, etc.? How much does that help you as a receiver?
It's big. It makes it to where they, if he's doing that, they'll obviously have to change the way they're treating the box, and then more one-on-one opportunities, which usually leads to more success for the wideout. So we got to win our one-on-one still, but definitely like to see him toting it because it'll free up everything.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tay. That was very quick, kind of late, but quick. And now we got Aiden.
All right, Aiden, how you feeling going into Miami? This week you guys are obviously have a chance to kind of get that 2-game winning streak to a 3-game winning streak. How you guys feeling?
I think we're feeling great. It's been a good 2 weeks, obviously, to get wins and hard-fought wins against good teams. And, I think this week will present a new challenge, and it'll be, a very tough game against a really good team that's explosive on both sides of the football, and we're going to have to play a really good game.
Davante was just kind of referencing how it feels like you guys have gotten more of like a friendship going over the course of the last couple of weeks. Do you feel that as well, or just kind of maybe just the change of the room, getting more comfortable with guys and leaders?
Yeah, I think, Davante's an easy guy to talk to. He's, down to earth, and, I obviously watched him a lot growing up, so it's cool to, like he said, form that friendship a little bit. I got to make fun of him a little bit, and he's obviously a very good player. So I guess my job is to bring him back down to earth a couple times, even if that's not my job. But no, he's just a great guy. He's one of the early guys to welcome me in and make me feel welcome here, and so he's been a huge part of my development.
What up, John? Salute, bro.
Given what the Dolphins do offensively, do you go into the mindset that you might have to win a shootout?
I think we have a lot of trust in our defense. They played awesome the last 2 weeks, and I've really played lights out. And so I think, we have enough to worry about on our side of the football that we're not really looking into the other side of the football. We got to control what we control on every play, and just try to do our job.
I don't know if you've noticed, it feels like the guys have had more mustaches on the team, especially.
I have noticed, yes. Thank you for the question.
Is that a trend you think because of you, or just November?
I think it was November. I'd like to think it's because of me, but yeah, I think it was the month changing, and guys are letting their true selves show a little bit.
Hope you're feeling better, bro.
It's good to see guys that don't take themselves too seriously to do that and join me. So I'm trying to get the whole team, coaching staff, everyone, but we'll take anyone we can get.
Salute.
You don't think about tight ends all that much, maybe when you're thinking about receivers mossing people, and yet that's exactly what Michael did on the touchdown.
Yeah.
How big of a security blanket is he for you, and how nice is that to have that security blanket in him?
Yeah, I think both him and Hoop are, and Jesper too, just all our tight ends are really, really good players, really smart guys to be in the system. They have to know a lot in the run game and in the pass game. And Michael's done an awesome job. He works super hard. He's coached very hard, and so he takes the game very seriously. He's here early. He's here late, and so he tries to act like a pro, and we're both rookies trying to figure it out together. So it's been fun to see his development.
Obviously, you have to have a lot of trust in him then to throw that ball up for him in that situation.
Yeah, it's third down. We have a field goal secured most likely, and so I just tried to give him a ball that only he could get, and he did an awesome job. And we've seen plays like that for months now, and so it's awesome that the world got to see what he can do. But he's a super dynamic player, and we're hoping for more plays like that. Thank you, guys.
That was so awkward. Like, you hear the one person that we all done, and he's just standing there like, Yo, salute to everybody in the chat. Welcome. Again, normally we're used to this starting at like 5:30, 5:45 Eastern time. I'm assuming that they're probably taking the flight tonight. If not tonight, then early tomorrow morning to Florida. So as soon as I came home, I was like, okay, let's 1, 2, 3, let's go live. You saw the intro as quickly as it was thrown on. There was really no countdown, but we're here. Welcome to the house that Hammer built by the nation, for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. It is our weekly presser. You just heard Tay. You just heard Aiden O'Connell. Those coming on in, if you haven't already, and those that are new to the channel, don't let it be a last time in here. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Awaiting to see if we have the injury report out yet. I'm going to take a look right now for you guys. And there's something else that I would like to talk about tonight. We are in November, and I'm already seeing things, and this was courtesy of CBS Sports earlier today, but we're already talking mock drafts. We are already talking about the first round. We will get into that momentarily. We do have today's injury report, which actually just came out about 3 minutes ago. Shout out to Levi Damien on Twitter. So as it stands right now for us, Adam Butler, knee limited. Max Crosby, that's been an every week thing with the knee and him being limited. Divine Diablo, ankle limited. Nate Hobbs, ankle limited. Jakob Johnson, he's back. Full participant today, so he's finally cleared concussion protocol. Definitely going in the right direction going into this game Sunday versus the Miami Dolphins. Colton Miller's shoulder, he didn't participate. Dylan Parham, calf, did not participate. That's not good. Marcus Peters, knee, limited. Amik Robertson, concussion. He's going through concussion protocol, guys. You saw the shot that he took, that knee to the helmet during the game against the Jets on Sunday night. And we did claim cornerback Jack Jones off of waivers yesterday, who was previously with the New England Patriots for the last 2 years. Roderick Teamer, hamstring, he was limited. Greg Van Roten, biceps, quad, triceps, he was limited. Damn, dude, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. No, it's all the arm, but, and the quad is the leg. So, yeah. So it is head, shoulders, knees, and toes. For the Miami Dolphins, wide receiver Braxton Berrios, hamstring, did not participate. Chase Claypool, knee, did not participate. Offensive lineman Rob Hunt, hamstring, did not participate. Our former fullback, Alec Ingold, foot, he did not participate. Offensive lineman Rob Jones, knee, did not participate. Tight end Durham Smythe, however you pronounce it, ankle, did not participate. Running back Devon Achane, knee, limited. He was on IR. They did say he's expected to return. This isn't one of these guys we have to keep a close eye on throughout the injury reports this week and come game time. This is another speed demon on the Miami Dolphins offense, putting up ridiculous numbers the first couple of starts that he had with the Dolphins before going down with that knee injury. Teron Armstead, the tackle, knee, limited. Raheem Mostert, ankle, knee, limited. Salvin Ahmed, rib, full participant. Safety Javon Holland, back, full participant. Outside linebacker Jalen Phillips, back, toe, full participant. And Jalen Waddle, knee, full. He's been dealing with that for the last couple of weeks. He's shown up on the Miami Dolphins injury report as questionable just about every single week. So there is your full injury report. Jack Jones. See, I'm glad that you got it, GA, because we had a caller yesterday. I can't remember who it was, but when I did that, he's like, huh? I'm like, dude, come on, get with it. But yeah, appreciate y'all pulling on up. Raider Spade. What's up, Hammer? I can't do it as good as Wasted. Wasted has the Charles Barkley and John Gruden voice down pat, so Hammer's getting popular. Ads are coming. Still doesn't make me popular. I definitely appreciated the compliment. Yesterday, somebody said pretty much like I'm the Hunter Renfro of Raider content creators, that I'm the underdog, and I'll take that. Like, I'm not going to say it because I know Graf is getting sick of me saying it, so I'm not going to say it. But I definitely appreciate that positive energy and message and sentiments during the live yesterday. Much appreciated. Miller and Parham did not practice Jesus. Yeah, Dyson. Again, Parham now, our left side is like, what the fuck is going on here? Let me make sure that the mic... Okay, we are up and up. You guys can hear me loud and clear. Give me a thumbs up. Just let me know. I want to make sure everything's good. Corrigan, you think so? Because they said since Mostert has been starting, he's been really not as productive as Achane. I think Achane, I don't think he's going to be on the snap count. I really don't. And it sucks to say, I think my one fantasy league, I think I have like 3 Dolphins. I have 2, I have Waddle, and I have Achane. This is going to be interesting. And I do have Jacobs, but this is going to be a very interesting week. I might have to bench them and just cause myself to lose purposely, as much as I don't want to do that, but it's for money, so it's kind of hard to do that. Falling apart, fam. Shout out to Raider Game Recognized Game. Not Hammer, you're a top dog in this online Raider Nation content. JD, I appreciate you. I still feel like I think I upgraded from Guppy to Minnow in the pond, but I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, none of this happens without each and every single one of y'all. So your support, you guys pulling on up, chatting it up, it means the world to me. So let's go back to what we were talking about before. Let me see if I can actually find this again. I had it on my phone when I was at work, and I was just like, what? Like, let's get this real quick. And I'm sorry for the dead air, guys. I just want to try to find this article as quickly as possible. There is other news around the NFL. Deshaun Watson is done for the season. He suffered an injury on Sunday, claimed that the team really didn't know until after the game that it was really a lot worse than they thought from the jump. So as it stands now, he will be out for the rest of the season, which is not something that's concerning to us because we don't have them on our schedule. But as it stands now, the kid out of UCLA, I think it's DTR, will be making a start unless anything bars him from doing so this coming week. Let me see if I can find this article. If I can't find it, I'm just going to try to find the picture I snapped. Is this it? I think, yeah, we got it. We got it. So as it stands right now, we talked about this a couple of days ago, and we took a couple of calls talking about the upcoming draft and we still got a couple of months, but the 2024 NFL draft. And as it stands right now, I know we talked about where we stand when it comes to the first round. As it stands right now, we have the 16th overall pick. The Colts are in front of us. And this is, I don't want to say interesting. I kind of like this pick if it were to happen. But the mock pick is in. And this is the first, I'm not doing a mock draft, but this is one that I saw courtesy of CBS Sports this afternoon. So let's just do this real quickly. With the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback out of Alabama. McKinstry, as it stands right now, let's get this up a little bit. I think I can zoom it in. I don't think I can zoom it in. I'm doing a whole bunch of nothing right now. There we go. Alabama cornerback, 6'1". He's in his junior year, 195 pounds. He is ranked the second best going into this draft class. Prospect rank, he is 9th. He's a shutdown outside corner that we've needed for years. And if we're lucky enough, he could fall into our laps. I know a lot of people are like, oh, let's get one of these quarterbacks. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's look at the first couple of picks, and I'll tell you where it's presumably these guys are expected to go. The Bears have the first overall pick as it stands right now. And they would be taking Drake May, quarterback out of North Carolina. The New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, would be taking Caleb Williams with that second overall pick. Patriots, Marvin Harrison Jr., so I guess they wouldn't try to go for another quarterback. Maybe they're trusting in Mac, or maybe they're going to trust in Bailey Zappi the following year. Do not know. For the Cardinals, who had the 4th overall, you looking at Leatu Latu, the edge rusher out of UCLA. 5th overall, the Bears, Jerzon Newton, defensive lineman out of Illinois. Be playing close to home, obviously. For the Packers, 6th overall, they would have, I don't want to butcher this name, so I'm just going to say O. Fashanu, offensive tackle out of Penn State. Pick number 7 goes to the Rams, Chop Robinson, edge rusher out of Penn State. 8th, Tennessee Titans, Brock Bowers, a tight end out of Georgia. A lot of people were high on him even last season, so he would be the first tight end off of the board. You would have quarterback J.J. McCarthy, which is a quarterback we talked about last night during the live, a quarterback junior out of Michigan, going to the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe they're already done with the Desmond Ridder train in ATL. Number 10, Joe Alt, offensive tackle out of Notre Dame. 11, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jaden Daniels, quarterback out of LSU. This is a guy that I have not really heard much about. Prospect rank 76, position rank, he's 8th overall going into this draft. The Jets go to another lineman, offensive lineman, as they've been depleted, especially this season. Talisi Fuaga, offensive lineman out of Oregon State. 13th, Malik Nabers, receiver, would be going to the Denver Broncos. Leonard Taylor, the third defensive lineman out of Miami, would be going to the Chargers at 14. 15, Rome Odunze, receiver out of Washington. And again, for our Raiders, 16th overall pick, projected as of right now, and we know we are way early to be talking about this. Cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry, corner out of Alabama. So it's pretty dope. Let me get back into the chat. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you guys at all. Shout out to Darnell. Shout out to Jamie Fernandez. Shout out to Lafayette. Shout out to X. Shout out to Raider Game Recognized Game. Mr. Raider 42. Brandon Vandal. Actually a significance since they're ahead of us in the wild card. Yep. Que pasa Raider Nation Raza. Saludos from Antioch, California. Salute, salute, salute. Am I missing anybody? Kool-Aid, really? Did his mama hate him? Nah, I think there's another one. And somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if this is a joke or not, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure there's a guy in college football right now whose name is General Booty. Like, is that a joke or is it real? But I'm pretty sure the dude's name is General Booty. I wanted Witherspoon so bad. A lot of people wanted Witherspoon. A lot of people wanted Gonzo. And we see Witherspoon's on the tear in Seattle right now. Penix is going first. You think so? Well, we talked about that last night. And I think the front runner as it stands right now for the Heisman is Michael Penix. They showed a list the other night. I think it was while I was watching the Texas game. Caleb wasn't even in the top 5. So I'm not even sure what that means or if how accurate that's going to be. Salute to Mondo. Arm and Hammered. It's tough looking like we may need to win 11 to get in as a wild card. We're behind on a lot of tiebreakers, playoff picking teams. It should win us at 10-7, 0% chance of playoffs. Damn, you just brought the whole energy down in the room, bro. It's definitely no guarantee. Hammer was good. What's good, bro? What's up, P? Lafayette Falcons going to take Drake May. We shall see. We shall see. Javier said, Hammer Tyree is a bust. I went to the game on Sunday. Nobody to be found. We're just wasting a spot. Javier, we've talked about this. Salute to Orlando. Salute to TJ as well. Much love to you guys. Javier, we talked about this when it came to Tyree. Like, dude was coming off a foot injury. Wasn't suited up until the tail end of the preseason. This guy was actually not supposed to be starting right away. We were not throwing him Jesus Christ. We were not throwing him into the Wolves. Chandler Jones did that. Chandler Jones, with his mental breakdown, pretty much forced the hand of our former head coach, who I really don't even want to name anymore during a live. And it's been a back and forth between Kuntz and Wilson on the edge. The other night, we were watching the game. We did live play-by-play of the game. Like, there were a few times where Tyree was held. Definitely. Again, this was supposed to be the time for him to learn, not be thrown out there right away. So we have to give him some time and be patient. We don't need to be flying off the rails right now with Tyree Wilson. Let's just be calm and let the rest of the season run its course. Again, our defense was incredibly handcuffed and limited, just as much as our offense was. Just give it some time, bro. Be patient. In the words of Aaron Rodgers, RELAX, relax. We'll be fine. I would take Kool-Aid if he's available. Tua gets injured, Dolphins are done. Spade, I talked about that last night when we had did I do it during the first live, or did I do it when we had Ty? I think I did it during the first live. If we apply pressure early in this game this coming Sunday, and somebody gets back there and lays out Tua, and I said it during the live, I'll put the disclaimer out there again. I'm not wishing injuries. I'm not wishing ill will on anybody. But if he takes the wrong hit this coming Sunday, that's going to be it. Like, the dude is still, like, they've had these conversations. I've heard various media outlets talk about it. He's definitely afraid of getting that next concussion. And if he takes the wrong hit this coming Sunday, and if it happens early, the Dolphins are going to be in for a long day. So let's see what happens this coming Sunday. I will have Bro Schmo on. I think we're going to do something Saturday. I did talk to him today. We're trying to figure out our schedules and our availability and see when he's going to come on for that. We've talked about the injury report. You heard from Tay. You heard from O'Connell. No, I'm not leaving. Followed you on Twitch, bro. Let's play some Modern Warfare. Yo, Wilson, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. People that have been following me the last 2 years, you know I love my Call of Duty, so let's have some fun. No, I'm not a fiend like Kyler Murray, but yeah, if you guys ever want to play on Xbox, I think it's still Hammer's house. Just follow me on there. We could do a full squad, 6-on-6, multiplayer, all that fun stuff. Shout out to Raider Man. Can't. Coach AP will have our dogs ready. Talk that shit. Rob Cisneros, the resident meathead of the nation. We having sushi on Sunday, boys. I'm telling you now, we win this game on Sunday, I'm deadass going to order like a whole bunch of sushi. Shout out again to Raider Man on the $5 super. That can't. What's the weather in Miami? If it's raining, we run all day. It's pouring in SoCal. I'll tell you in 2 seconds. We're going to do this right now. As it's slated right now, it's going to be mostly sunny, 81 degrees in Miami this coming Sunday. So there you go. So we'll be doing a little bit of both. We'll be balancing that offense out. We'll try to establish the run first, or we can kind of do what we did this past Sunday, because I don't know if a lot of you really noticed, like they were stacking the box very, very early. So that's kind of what led to us trying to air it out a little bit more at the jump. And then they kind of steered away from it. Second half, you heard AP, we running the ball, and we ran the ball. And we saw what JJ did. Finally, took us 10 weeks. It is what it is. New regime, new head coach, ran over 100 yards. Utilizing your players, using their strengths to succeed. Everybody should be doing that. But it is what it is. Shout out to AC Hammer with that high-powered rated Canton. Mondo Reyes, that Canton. I can't do this shit. When I get Madden 24, I'm trying to play. Yo, I don't play Madden online. Like, I embarrassed myself against Andy, and the reason that did happen is not an excuse. It's a fact of life. I don't play Madden online. The speed of it is completely different, and it's really, really obnoxious compared to playing regularly. If I had somebody next to me, I have 3 controllers in here. If I had a second person playing against me, it'd be different. That speed is completely different and annoying. Like, that connection plays a huge part in that, and I got the best Wi-Fi ever, so don't get things twisted with that. Shout out to Raider Voorhees. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Appreciate you, man. Y'all see it top left, right above the Cash App. 7141. We've jumped up over 150 new subscribers in the last, I believe, 3 weeks. We hit 7K 3 weeks ago, and we're already at 7141. Tell a friend, man. Tell your mom, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your father, tell your grandparents, tell your uncles, tell your aunts. Tell whoever. Again, great and real Raiders can't. You guys are not going to be disappointed. Again, I guess I am the underdog when it comes to this, but none of this growth is possible without each and every single one of y'all. So those coming on in, if you haven't already, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell. We have 145 in the chat. Come on, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You want to open up the vault line for a little bit? We're going to be on for a little bit tonight. We're not going to be on very long. I do want to do some things around the house and continue to try to rest. I think I might have a cracked rib. And little movement, certain things hurt like hell right now, so I'm probably not going to be on very long. We've already been on. Actually, we're about to hit the half-hour mark right now, so appreciate y'all that are hanging around. Again, if y'all want me to open... Shut up, Rob. Shut up. You're an ass. If you guys want me to open up the vault line, we can open up the vault line for a little bit. I'm going to highlight that for people don't know why I'm telling them to shut up. Like, shut up, Rob. Hope you drop a dumbbell on your foot. Hammer, what's up? The odds. Amik plays Sunday. Eric, again, with us bringing in Jack Jones, I think it's like, yeah, he's not going to be playing this week, bro. I don't know. That shot that he took to the head, that needs, like, just because you got a helmet on, don't mean it's still not going to have an effect. Like, I've had several concussions, and that's pretty much why I stopped playing. 2016 was the last year I was playing ball. I had a couple of concussions the last month that I played. So those shits are no joke. And I tell people that all the time. Like, I don't see him playing this week. I really don't. Like, we see Jakob has been out for 2 weeks now. He finally just cleared concussion protocol. It was a full participant today. I don't think Amik plays this coming Sunday. I really don't. I'm going to show up and take them belts just like Orton and Punk coming back. Yo, Rob, you're a clown, bro. You're more than welcome to come to the East Coast, brother. Jack Jones. I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Reminded me of his last. Yo, Brees got up with those bungees and just went like that. Looked like the flying knee that who's the dude from Miami that just retired from UFC? Masvidal. That looked like that Masvidal knee that went viral when he won the belt. Like, that shit was scary, man. Nah, Meek out this week, if not till after the bye. Yeah, there's a good chance that he probably won't be back till after the bye. Shout out to Cesar Lino. Shout out to Gustavo. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for becoming new subscribers to the channel. 7148. Damn. Weren't we at like 41 like 2 minutes? Oh, shit. Yo, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. We were at like 41, like not even 5 minutes ago, and we're about to hit 7150. Thank you guys, man. Thank you. Again, I didn't see anything in the chat. I'm trying to get the chat on the OBS screen where I can highlight, but I still have to use the pop-up screen right now, the pop-up chat on here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys want me to open up the vault line for a little bit? We could take a couple of calls and just shoot the shit. We've already been on a half hour. We got actually almost 200 people in here right now. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. You said tell a friend to tell a friend. That's a fact. I did. And I like, you guys are telling friends. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys. Do we open up the vault line? Yes or no? Simple thumbs up, thumbs down. Or you could put a shield. I mean, not a shield. You could put a flag, or I'm trying to think what would be a no. I guess a thumbs down. Or, you know what? Yes and no's from here on out. We're going to do the pirate flag emoji for yes. No is going to be the clown. That makes sense, right? When's the next time y'all coming to Bar A? Eric, I'm not sure, man. The Booster Club, I've been cool with. I've been going out there since last year, but it took me away from you guys. It took me away from doing the games, and a lot of people compliment me about my play-by-play. And it really isn't that easy to do it down there in regards to the Wi-Fi connection. So I don't know. I don't know. The only game I technically missed this season, Steelers doesn't count because I was actually at the game. The only other game I've missed was the Bears game, and that's because I was away as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, I'm getting the yeses. All right, so let me set this up the correct way for you guys. Again, we'll be here for a little bit tonight. I appreciate everybody that's in here. I definitely want to hear from some new people. Do not be shy. Do not be scared. Your face isn't on camera. You're not going to be judged. I say it all the time. The reason I love this team and the reason I love this fan base so much is because you guys are a second family to me. So we're not going to judge. We're not going to talk shit. Call in. Don't be shy. Let me get the Bluetooth working because I have to constantly reset this every time I do this. On pair. Sorry for the dead air. Let's do it this way. Scan. Are you going to pop up? There it is. And just wait for the pairing number to come up. Shout out to Big Surge. Shout out to Raul. Salute, guys. We are in business. Let me get one more thing up. Make sure that it's not on Do Not Disturb. I think we're good to go. I will put the number in the chat for you guys, and y'all know what it is. There's one more thing I need to do, but I think I can do it on the other screen. Again, you guys heard the injury report as it stands right now. You heard the pressers. Now it's time to hear from you guys. Let me just make sure I have this up and running. Guys, it's in the chat, 347-471-0361. I'm just trying to get to this other overlay so when you guys call in, I can throw it up on the screen for you guys. And pretty sure my phone is on loud. Do not disturb is off. Yeah, we should be good money. Talking points, lower third. There it is. There it is, guys. 347-471-0361. If you guys want to call in, sound off on tonight's topics. Floor is yours. Again, this is all about you guys. We have almost 200. Am I looking at that right? I think it's almost 200 people in the chat. And we hit 7150. We are on that road to 8K. Come on, y'all. Let's do this. We got our first caller of the night. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
D's, Idaho.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Hammer?
Not much, man. Sound off.
So, yeah, just a couple questions for you, man. I think a lot of the media, even us, I think, this week, as we're heading towards the Fish, are we underestimating that defense just a little bit in regards to the secondary and the linebackers that they have? I mean, it's not like they have scrubs there that are just going to let Aiden O'Connell complete a bunch of easy passes and let Josh Jacobs run all over the place.
I'm not. I'm like, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, and I'm not. I mentioned the secondary. I mentioned their linebackers. Their defensive line I'm not too familiar with. I haven't really watched many of their games, but I knew through the offseason that the secondary was like scary as hell, especially that they had brought in Jalen Ramsey. He went down with the injury. He just came back. And of course, his first game back, he gets the interceptions. Just like that secondary was the one thing that we actually had all talked about when the schedule came out that we had them. I do have concerns about that, but now I have more concern about our offensive line as our left side is not practicing right now.
Yeah. I think we also need to take into consideration that these guys are on 2 weeks of rest too, right? Last week was bye week. So
Yes.
coming in, we're gonna face a fresh Fish team, if you will.
Yeah.
Pun intended. But I think keys to the game will obviously be running the football up the middle, possibly some sweeps, a couple jets maybe with Trey Tucker. I'm hoping that the wide receivers get some wiggle and some separation from some of those cornerbacks, but they play pretty sticky coverage out there in Miami, so it's going to be a tight one. Special teams, I think, is where we can shine. We've seen the Finns actually mess up on some special teams in terms of people running them back and getting pretty good yardage and starting field position on them.
Right.
I'm hoping that the game plan is to find that one hole and just keep thumbing it in terms of and pause, if you will, but keep throwing the plays into the same spot that works. Don't walk away from things that are working. I know that's a trademark of our last regime, and AP will probably find that weakness and keep working it over. But I truly believe if he can win this weekend against the Fish with that high-powered offense and then putting up 70 on, the Broncos?
Yeah.
I think he secures his job and they remove the interim tag. However, I think if they lose, and depending on the state in which they lose, there might be some speculation there going forward on AP being the true coach for the team. So it's a concerning week, and I think it's something we all need to be careful of and mindful of when we watch the game.
I'm going to try to find something real quick in regards to this matchup. Now that you brought that up in regards to the Dolphins and what they've done so far this year, let me try to get this up real quickly. Schedule.
Yep.
I want to see something.
Always good to talk to you, by the way, Hammer. I appreciate you. Love your show.
Of course, bro. Appreciate you. Where are we at? Where's this matchup at? Here we go. All right, so in the last 5 games for Miami, they have won 3 of the last 5. And these games have been somewhat Beatdowns, the losses, they kind of got their asses kicked a couple of times too. But like some of the teams that they've played and beat are teams that are these teams that are going to be top 5 first round picks. So let's go far back to October 8th. The Giants, they beat them 31-16. That was a game where Tua, I believe, had 2, maybe 3 interceptions. And that was the first set of turnovers and takeaways that the Giants have had the entire season. They went on to beat the Carolina Panthers the following week, 42-21. We know the Carolina Panthers are not it this year. The Eagles, they lost to 31-17. The very next week, they beat the New England Patriots by the score of 31-17. And then they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 21-14. If our defense hangs in there, if we can stop that run, if our O-line can keep it together and we can just run down the field, we can get our receivers involved, we can get our tight ends involved like we've had the last 2 weeks, I think this is going to be a game a lot closer than people are expecting. That's how I'm feeling just looking at these, looking at their last 5 games. Like, again, they've won 3 of the last 5. Guess what? We've also won 3 of our last 5.
Was the Finns Chiefs game, was that was Germany, right? That was in Frankfurt?
Yes.
Okay. So they've traveled back, came off a week of rest, and now we play them this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough showing. I think, like I said, if we win this game, like there's definitely no doubt who the coach is going to be going forward.
Right.
I don't think that Miami's the ultimate test. I think the following week, even though they're struggling, I think the Chiefs always play us tough, and vice versa, we play them tough.
Right.
If we win that game, AP's definitely our coach. There's no way he makes it out of the building without that head coach tag and the interim removed.
We'll see.
But,
we'll see. Like,
yeah,
I'm here for it. I would love to
gonna,
have him here. So we'll see what happens, bro.
It's going to be a fun weekend. I think you think Jack Jones plays?
Yes, I do. Look, we brought in Jalen Smith 2 weeks ago and he played right away. I don't see, like, again, Amik Robertson. I don't believe he's playing. Like, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not training.
Starting or rotation?
Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not training staff. I'm not a trainer. I don't see him playing, man. I do not see him playing this week. Not after taking a shot like that. Absolutely not. So we'll see a rotation.
There's no way when you.
We will see a rotation. We will see a little bit more Tyler Hall, and I was happy with what I saw out of him this past Sunday. We'll see. I think I think you're right. I think we're going to see a rotation around the defensive backs, and we'll see what happens. But John, appreciate the call, bro, as always, and we'll be talking soon.
Last comment.
Go ahead.
I hope Tua's cornrows are too tight, and I hope it makes his brain fade, and he actually throws a bunch of interceptions. That's my take.
Again, we shall see, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Keep them cornrows too tight, Tua. We need it. All right, man.
Take care, bro. So let's talk about that real quickly. This is not a matchup preview, but you know what? We're taking calls. We will talk about this a little bit. But Tua for the season, 214 for 308, 2,609 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Again, 3 came off of that one game against the New York Football Giants. We got our next caller. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in the building. Unfortunately, he's a pain in my ass, but I still got a lot of love for him because he's practically family to me at this point. Without any further ado, all the way from LA, our resident meathead. Yeah. What's good, bro? Rob Cisneros is in the building. What's good, bro?
Yeah. All right, I'll make this quick, precise. Here at work, bell's about to ring. So, first and foremost, I think our defense can slow Miami down. I don't think we'll stop them, but we can slow them the hell down. Put the pressure on Tua. He's going to make some errant throws. I also think that if he plays, I think Jack Jones gets at least a pick.
Who?
That's my hot take.
Who?
Jack Jones.
Who?
Jack Jones.
There you go.
Jack Jones.
There we go.
I think that's going down. We definitely got to run the ball with Jacobs. I'd like to see us use Wreck-It Ralph a little bit more, a.k.a. Meyer. So
I like that.
I got that one from Big Corey.
I like that.
But yeah. But if we utilize that, I think that'll help us. But I also think that Pierce knows that with that team and our defense has been playing well, but we're going to have to be in a shootout. We're going to have to utilize our weapons. I see Trey Tucker being utilized big time. He's going to be our little Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to use him this week. I think Adams is going to get a lot of touches. Jacoby Myers. We're going to see some third and Renfros. But yeah, it's going to be a shootout. I think that my hot take is we're going to put up 35 plus this game.
Ooh. Damn. Does Tua
That's
go?
what we gotta do.
Does Tua get put out of the game?
No, I don't think he's put out of the game, but I think he has a bad game against us because I think this game Mad Max is going to go absolutely insane. I'm liking the pressure we're seeing in the middle. I don't know if Ness is going to play, but Butler was playing well. I think Tyree wakes up a little bit. We at least get him collapsing the right side. So I think that we put a little pressure on Tua. He's going to have issues. We bracket Tyreek, and then have a good corner on Waddle. I think we're going to be all right, but we got to keep an eye on Achane and Mostert. But if our defense can play solid, not bend, not break, come up with a turnover or two, our offense is going to put up some major points because we're going to have to. Because I'm pretty sure Pierce, knowing this playing in the league, we're going to have to put up some points.
I definitely believe it's going to be an incredibly close game. Like, I don't think it's going to be a low-scoring game like we saw on Sunday night, but I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it will be a shootout.
I do too. I think that's going to happen, and then all the critics will be like, "Oh my goodness, the Raiders beat the Dolphins!" Oh, and then we're going to go and beat sorry-ass Chiefs when they come to our house, go on the bye week, solidifying a playoff spot. And that's all I got. Praise my brother. Good show as always, and I will talk to you later.
Appreciate you, Rob. We'll talk to you soon, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob Cisneros, one of my guys, man. Appreciate you calling in. We got another caller. Damn, this shit is moving quick. I love you guys. Thank you. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
JP Lacasse from Virginia.
JP, what's good, bro?
Oh, man. What a game. We all have to be hyped up about this game. And now we're looking at the Dolphins. And, yeah, they got a hyped up offense. But I think our defense might be able to slow them down enough. And as long as we run the ball, we should be able to tighten it up, slow the game down, eat up clock, and pull off the dub. What do you think?
I think that we just got to continue to stick to what we've been doing these last 2 weeks. Again, we're seeing a lot more creativity, a lot more things that we should have been doing from the jump. And I think it's going to benefit this team moving forward if they can continue to do that. Our defense has to execute, though. Especially, it's going to start with that front, the front seven, really the front six, but because we do run a 4-2-5 for those that don't know.
Now,
but again, with the chain,
what do you think about the?
Go ahead.
What do you think about the new corner we just picked up?
Jack Jones.
He was top like 16 last year.
Right.
He got himself into a rut. But now he's back with his old mentor from high school and college, and
I think my thing is right now with that, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I think having that guy and Antonio Pierce in the building for him right now, Pierce is going to keep him in line. Pierce is going to keep him on the straight and narrow moving forward, so we don't praying to God that we don't have any off the field incidents like he did have in college, off-field incidents that he's had with the Patriots. Well, he also had technically an on-the-field one where you're not showing up to team meetings and stuff. I think Pierce is gonna put him on the straight and narrow, and I think he's gonna be perfectly fine. I'm looking forward to seeing him suit up this coming Sunday. I'm not saying, oh yeah, let's start him like he's that guy, but let's rotate him in. Let's see what he can do in this defense. And I'm here for it right now, man. Like our cornerback room is light right now in the ass. We did bring up Tyler Hall. Teamer's down with an injury now. Granted, Teamer is a special teamer. I call him Roderick, special teamer. Marcus Peters, and no disrespect to him, we know he wanted to be here, but like at times it's like, dude is really not all there. He's afraid to tackle at times, and it's just like, dude, like stop hesitating, run up and make something happen.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be here? And again, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole when I say that, but dude, you play defense for a reason. Knock some dicks in the dirt. That's it.
Doesn't he also have a knee thing going on?
Yeah, he's been dealing with the knee injury the last couple of weeks.
So, and he's getting older.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, like I said, I'm pumped about this game. I can't wait to see how it pans out. For the good, for the bad, I'm in for it all the way. I have been since, 77. That's a long time to be rooting for the same group. And my dad, before he passed away, he was like, you know, shouldn't you pick a different team? And I was like, no, ain't going to happen, Dad.
Hey, are born into it from the womb to the tomb. You got people like me that just fell in love with the team, fell in love with the history, fell in love with certain players, man. And I always say it at the end of every show, and plenty of y'all in here say it every single day. Win, lose, or tie. Raider Nation till I die. And JP, definitely appreciate.
Well, I was glad that.
Go ahead.
Before you hang up, I was glad to hear why your nickname Hammer came out, because I did not know that. 3 sacks, first series.
That was just
hats off to you. Hammer.
That was just unworldly. Like when it happened, I'm just like, I'm saying to myself out there, like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here? And I was at that time I was playing Edge, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like this is gonna be a fun day.
Again, it was a day, and you had it.
Absolutely.
And you get to hold on to it. So.
Yes, sir. JP, appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, man.
Take care. Shout out to JP Lacasse calling out of Virginia. 221 in the chat right now. If you haven't already, especially if you're the first timers, do not let it be a last. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell. The house at Hammer, built by the nation, for the nation. Raider Nation news today. No, I'm not leaving. We went through the presser. We went through the injury report. Now it's time, again, for those that are new in here, we do a call-in show. I take your calls. You guys can sound off on today's topics. You can sound off on this upcoming matchup. Somebody in the chat asked, what is the point spread this coming Sunday? It's Miami at -13.5. We're at +13.5. We got another caller. Raider Nation news today. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What up, Hammer? This is JD, man, Southern California Raider. Always giving you a shout out.
What's up, brother? Salute, salute, salute. Sound off. Floor is yours.
Oh man, you know I'm ready for the game, brother. Hopefully, defensively we keep coming out like the hammers we are, and we stop this high flying offense. But I was looking at their defense. I forgot, back in the day, Dolphins were known to have some D tackles. They still got one. They still got Wilkinson. They still got Bradley Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
They got that cat that's running around with those blonde curly locks that looks like Thor out there at linebacker. And then they got their backfield. So we got our hands full. I'm not doubting our team. And I'm loving AP and all the energy he brings. But,
right.
This is going to be a battle. And I'm not talking like, okay, he wins this, he's coach. He loses, he's not coach. We're taking it one day at a time, one game at a time, just like they take it in their locker room.
Absolutely. That's all we can do. And I think the nation needs to do the same thing right now. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah. Let's not have that conversation and talk about
playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs.
Exactly.
Like, I've said it.
Man, what is the deal?
The one thing that I have said about our current situation is it's kind of like history repeating itself with 2021. And I've said it, and I'm going to continue to say it. I'm back on that rally cry. If y'all are with me, like that rally cry is what got me interviewed by ABC Vegas when we got into the wild card. Fuck your adversity, man.
Yeah.
We overcame a hell of a lot back then. It's time for us to overcome that shit now. Point blank, period, the end, y'all.
Yeah, ain't no question. Yeah, ain't no question. You know, we got to do. Hey, the only thing that I have doubts about in our offense, only because of how we got rid of the clown and Hardigree is taking over, is it's just not enough time to install anything new. So, you know, when he was saying we're still taken from the same kind of book, but I can't give away too much with the variations and stuff.
Right.
I don't think he's going to have enough time to show an explosive offense to stay on. I think we're going to eventually go with somebody else.
So I do think that Bo can right now. It doesn't necessarily have to be brand new installs. It could be stuff that they've had in the offensive playbook that McDumbass just wasn't using at all. And it was probably stuff that would help them succeed. Like, look, we've heard Jacobs talk about it. We've heard Pierce talk about it. Like, he's asking for the input of some of these players. He's trying to help play to these players' strengths. Again, the run block has completely changed. The run block has completely changed. We went back to zone as opposed to power. Zone is where we succeeded last year. Zone is where Jacobs led the league in rushing yards last year. We went back to that, and we saw what he just did on Sunday night. Lanes. Yeah. So, again,
he's looking for those lanes to bounce and cut in.
It's not a matter right now of us installing brand new things. They're getting the input from the players. What works for you? What do you like here? What don't you like? And then again, they're probably reverting back to the playbook that they already have, and probably things that weren't being used or not being used as much. So I think we're in a good place with the offense. We just need O'Connell has to really adjust now because, look, this is his second straight week, his second full week of practice with the starters getting those reps. He's building that chemistry with these guys now. They're going to be fine. Let them handle business, and I think everything else will take care of itself. I really do.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. As far as offensively, I'm hoping so. And then too, we need another Spillane at linebacker. Man, I was really happy for Diablo how he got better. You know, he's a tackler,
right?
But that converting safety to linebacker, he's still too small, man. And for that size, he's not fast.
I think it's kind of debatable. Like
in my opinion, you got one. Break me off.
No, like it's kind of debatable. Like, look, yeah, he did do that transition, and that transition seems to be the new wave in the NFL, especially because it's such more of a pass-friendly league, and you want a guy like that can convert to playing the linebacker position for you, especially a guy that is used to playing like center field pretty much as a safety. He can convert and be able to do those things with the like running at angles and playing into the right coverages. Year two. Or now he's actually moved from outside to middle. I think he's doing a pretty decent job when he's on the field. Spillane, I don't know if you guys, and I'm talking to you, Raider Nation, if you guys can say that I was wrong. I never said that I didn't like the signing of Robert Spillane, but for me, Spillane wasn't a name that really stood out to me in free agency. And he's done a phenomenal job for us. A great leader in the locker room, a great presence on the field. He's tied for most interceptions at the linebacking position in the league right now. I'm very happy with his energy and what he's doing for us right now. So, again, I don't know if you guys can say, like, oh, you were wrong, because I don't think I ever said anything negative about him. I wasn't like, holy shit, we got Robert Spillane in free agency. That's it.
Well, most people probably share your same sentiment, and I wish that we were next to each other, or if I had your number, I could show you text in my phone. I was telling all my bros, because we all Raider fans except for a couple of stragglers that probably got dropped on their heads when they were babies. I was telling them, this dude is going to be a beast. I watched him in Pittsburgh. I'm a diehard Raider fan, and I said Pittsburgh with two S's. I'm a diehard Raider fan. I grew up around the corner from the Coliseum on 39th and Budlong. So that's, I only knew the Raiders and USC. I never knew the Lambs played there, and I never knew UCLA played there. Never knew.
Bro.
So, or you know, well, that's not a shot at that community. That's just what we call them.
He's gonna get me canceled, y'all.
You know. Well, hey, you could say the local Raider from South LA said it wasn't you, and he told me not to say it, and it slipped out.
That's what she said.
We also have an acronym for that. But anyway, I was telling them that Spillane is going to be a beast. Now, I'm not saying like, oh man, Spillane is the white Ray Lewis. I didn't say it like that.
Oh, wow.
But I said, man, this dude is a beast. We finally got a linebacker. And all my bros was telling me, man, we ain't never heard of this dude. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, hey, homie, I watch football, bro. I know what I'm talking. This dude's going to be a haul. And lo and behold, I'm glad we got it.
Yeah, definitely. Loco, definitely appreciate the call, bro. Thanks so much for your support as well, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm always in the chat, man. All of y'all stuff. I'll be on there with Stu too.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll definitely be talking soon. Take care.
All right, brother. Peace.
Later. Let me highlight these super chats real quick before I go any further, and I appreciate everybody that's in here. We got 178 in the chat right now. First off, salute to my brother, Jason Hunter. What's up, brother? Blessings to you and your family. Let me talk to you. Yeah. We are going on a run, brother. I hope that's the case, man. I really hope that's the case. Shout out to John Corrigan on the 499 as well. Bobo has to call an almost perfect game on offense, simple and plain. Graham has to keep doing what he does, hoping the O-line is just resting. I hope our O-line is good come Sunday. I hope Colton is back out there. I hope Parham is okay. That left side is incredibly important, incredibly crucial, especially for our quarterback. You know, like they have to protect that blind side. So I really hope these guys are good, and I hope they're ready to go this coming Sunday. What am I missing here? I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, let me get this. Hard Green needs to watch fish tape and find defense's weaknesses, what worked for teams that beat them. That's a fact. Like we just mentioned their last 5 games and the teams that they did lose to. They lost to Philly. We know Philly is a really good team. KC they lost to, and they lost to KC by a touchdown. Anything's possible, man. Any given Sunday, we've seen how upside down this league can be throughout the season with some of these surprising wins. Again, why not us? Why not us? Shout out to Little Tiger. What's good, man? Spillane has been reborn with AP as coach in terms of coverage. Dude is a damn beast. The read on the last interception was beautiful. Yo, he fucking played that on the money. That interception, that woke everybody the hell up. Wherever you were, it woke you up. So, absolutely. Good to see a lot of the nation are optimistic. Maybe I'm just scared from years of letdowns. I hope y'all are right. Look, again, I've said it. The rallying cry is back, man. And a lot of you guys were on board with it when I did it 2 years ago. I hope you guys are on board with it now. Fuck your adversity. Fuck your adversity. Let's just see what our team can do. That's it. Oh yeah, the early cyber sneak peek deal is officially out. I believe it ends tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. 30% off site-wide, free shipping, no minimum. Use code UA30 at checkout. It started yesterday. It ends tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. So those that love your Under Armour gear, click that link and get your 30% off today. Another shameless plug, those trying to go to their next Raider game, their next sporting event, their next concert, download the SeatGeek app. Use promo code HammersHouse for $20 off your very first purchase. Download the SeatGeek app today in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. SeatGeek, download it, y'all. Anybody else? Are we taking any more callers or are we done? We've already been on for over an hour. Damn, it's been an hour already. We've had no glitch issues, no drop frames. I'm looking down at the stats right now. The drop frames is at 0.2%. It's a beautiful thing. This is what happens when you have very, very strong Wi-Fi. Salute to everybody in the chat. We have 194 in here. Do we keep it going? Give me a thumbs up. No. I take that back. Pirate flag emojis for yes, clown emojis for no. Do we keep this running for a little bit longer? I'm definitely enjoying the calls. I'm enjoying everybody in the chat. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all pulling on up tonight. We eclipsed 7150. We're at 7153. So I think it was about 12 new subscribers during this live. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all pulling up. If y'all want me to continue to leave the vault line open for a little bit, I will. Shout out to Diego. What's good, my guy? All right, so we'll keep it going. I'll put the vault line back up on the screen. Actually, what am I doing? We got a caller. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
JP Lagas.
Dude, you just called.
I know, I did. But I got more questions for you.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so with AP, what do you need to see from him to promote him to the full-time head coach? And even if you do that, what do you do with your offensive coordinator? You keep Bo?
So, first part of your question with AP, and I think I've talked about this before. You have a better record than the Raiders did last year. Then I'm giving you an extension. If we beat the Dolphins, even if we get 1 out of 2 against the Chiefs, sign him up for a 2-3 year extension.
I'd be loving that.
Sign him for a 2-3 year extension. As it pertains to Bo, we need to see offensively numbers. We need to see, like, number wise how our offense performs the rest of the way if they decide to go the route of keeping him. But ultimately, if AP is made the head coach for the next couple of years, he's obviously going to have a say in who he wants on his coaching staff. So realistically,
right.
If AP gets the extension, it's going to be in the hands of AP to keep him or not.
Right. Hopefully they keep things turned up.
I think that they will. Like, look, everybody. I mentioned this last night. I don't know if you guys ever have checked this out. Bleacher Report has a weekly cartoon on YouTube called Gridiron Heights. And they did a parody of Five Nights at Freddy's with the 5 head coaches that pretty much are going to be gone. And the way they opened it was a spoof on McDaniels. And all you see is Mark Davis throwing $45 million piling up around McDaniels. And I think it was Tay, I think it was JJ, and one other player celebrating around him. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. They're so spot on with those cartoons. Like, these guys are happy to be playing for a coach that has that Raider mentality. A guy that's not a dictator, a guy that wants to see these guys having fun, doing something that they've been doing since they were little kids. So I think the energy has been completely different these last 2 weeks, and I think the energy is going to continue to be like that. And I think as long as they have his back and his support, there's no reason you don't extend this guy.
When was the last time we saw a Raiders team smoking cigars?
Not in a very, very long time. Again, everything is different, man.
Remember.
Everything is different. The energy is different. Everything is different in there, man. That locker room is different, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh,
it was Tay O'Connell. It was Tay O'Connell and Pierce. Tay, JJ, O'Connell, and Pierce. Thank you, Diego. Yeah, that episode of Gridiron Heights had me in tears, man. That shit was so spot on.
I'm sorry I haven't seen that.
JP, appreciate the call, bro. Let's take a couple more calls.
Sorry I called you twice. I couldn't help it.
You're the first. Take care, bro.
All right, have a good one.
You too. That has never happened before. I might have to start screening a different way. But shout out to JP as well, though. Bro, you went from 7139 to 7153. Keep rolling, my guy. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, let's put the disclaimer out there. Yes, you can only call once during a live. I'm putting it out there now. I see a chat, something I want to highlight. Give me a second. This is incredibly difficult with the way that YouTube's chat is, but he needs to beat one of these better teams that we shouldn't. Big Tone, you're 1,000% correct, and that's exactly how I feel about this as well right now, man. That's what we need to do, and that's, again, our conference record as it stands is probably going to be the most crucial point as we get towards the tail end of the season. Oh, shit. Go, Diego, go. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's up? I'm just trying to think of something that everybody isn't asking because, we're all hyped. We're all, trying to stay on top of all the news now that we're winning again.
Right.
And I know we should take it week by week, but if we lose to the Dolphins on Sunday, let's say we keep it competitive, but we still lose, so loss is a loss. What do you think our chances are of beating KC? Especially, I kind of see it as a disadvantage that we're playing them at home this early in the season, which means we got to play them in the fucking snow.
On
later.
Christmas, I'm pissed about that, bro. Like, I was going to talk about it before. I'm incredibly upset about that.
I know.
But, again, right now as it stands, we still have to take, and I'm saying this to everybody that's watching right now, we got to take every game 1 week at a time. Let's get through Sunday. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the end result is. And then we could start talking and thinking about KC. But right now it is logic, and those will get the joke if they know what I'm talking about. But it's logic and the Miami Dolphins we got to be focused on this coming Sunday. And that's our main objective right now is to go into Miami and beat them. Squish the fish, like everybody likes
Bobby
to say.
and Mike McDaniel.
Say it again?
Said biracial Bobby and Mike McDaniel.
Tell me he does not look like Logic's doppelganger, bro. You can't. I'm telling you. God, I wish I could pull a picture up right now. Like, I've been saying it for a while too. He looks just like Logic.
Yeah. What do you think some keys are on Sunday? I know for sure we got to slow down the big plays from happening, which will hopefully stop their run game from heating up. I mean, they do have Davante Adams coming back, and I was looking at the preview that NFL put out, and he's got like 12 yards per carry, which is pretty insane.
Yep, and that's I've talked about it before. Not really like putting out X factors yet, but him and Tyreek Hill are the guys that I'm most concerned about on that offense right now, man. Jalen Waddle gets involved, but he gets involved when they really need help. But Achane and Tyreek Hill, man, that speed from both those guys is incredibly scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really got to wrap up, and as good as our linebackers have been playing, they really got to, come with their A game.
We just have to shut those two down. We got to put the pressure on Tua, and offensively, what works for us? Feeding baby beast mode. Give JJ the ball, man. Mm-hmm. Give JJ the ball. Let the kid eat. There's no reason he shouldn't have been doing this from the jump.
We all love seeing that play when the whole O-line was pushing him.
Yo, did you see Illuminor, how he was at the back end of it trying to push everybody? It was like, holy shit. I was outdone when I saw that. That was dope. That was dope.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Stu in the building. Yo, Stu, you want to pull up for a little bit? We can make that happen for you, brother. Diego, let me let you go, bro. Definitely appreciate you calling in, bro. It's definitely been a minute, too. I know you're always sending us some ridiculous clips from our lives. Much love to you, man. And thank you for always being in my corner. Thank you for always being a tremendous, tremendous supporter. It definitely means a lot to me, kid. Appreciate you.
Of course, got you.
Take care, bro.
Bye.
All right, so where is it? Because I just saw it. Dyson Sphere. He looks like, told y'all. I know I'm not losing my mind. He absolutely looks like Logic. I don't care if anybody else tells me otherwise. You're on something. You're on something different. Let me get this up real quick. Pause if necessary. We're gonna bring in. I'm gonna send the link to Stu, and we'll have Stu jump on for a little bit. He has not been on my channel in a very, very, very long time, so it'd be nice to have Stu in here and chop it up for a bit. Look, we're actually going longer than I thought. We've already been on an hour and 15 minutes. So let me send this to him on IG. I wish he would send me a message first because it's always annoying trying to find him on here. But let's do it this way. Give me one sec, guys. Message. I still can't get over that picture with him at the game because he looks like the former lead singer of the Spin Doctors. But yeah, I digress. Just waiting for him to pull up. If he pulls up, we're good to go. I just need to clean this up, and don't worry, Graph. I'll put things back where they were. Stu, pull up, bro. He sent me a message and says hi. I can't with this dude. I feel like the Dolphins can be had. Everyone's ignoring that our defense is back and Miami's defense is so. That's a valid-ass point, Frank. That is a very valid point. 71-68. We are moving. Yo, tell everybody to come on in here, man. 42 away from 7,200. Let's go. Keys to the game are time of possession and feeding JJ. Raider Nomad talk that shit, bro. JP says, sorry, ever I will call twice again. If I ever saw a radio show dude take a second call, I would laugh. Miami has usually two backs in the backfield that they run misdirection plays off of it, and they go to their wide receivers off of that. David, that is some really, really good insight right there, bro. That's some really good insight right there. Appreciate you. Still got close to 200 in the chat. We'll throw it back up on the screen again. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell, tell everyone you know. Make sure to tell everybody that is Raider Nation about this channel for real Raiders content. We're going to get this clown in here in a second. It looks like he's like reading, attempting to read. But let me actually fix, I got to fix this the correct way. Hold on, guys. Because I think I had it on this screen the other night when I had Ty on. And salute to Ty Butler of ESPN Radio, man. Phenomenal show last night. He didn't have to do that. It was a great show, and I really, dude, if you're watching now, if you ever need a co-host for your show on ESPN Radio, you know who to call. Without any further ado, let me shut down this other screen and get my my buddy in here. Oh shit, that's not it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Is this it? That's not it. Hold on, bro. There it is. There he is. Yo, Stu.
Yo, what up?
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on, bro? You have not been in the vault in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, when let me look here. Probably, I'm just trying to see like the last time you sent me a link. April.
God damn, bro. That was probably the draft? No.
Yeah. It says April 27th.
Yeah, I'm a terrible friend.
Well, no, I wrote hi because I didn't know you had sent that already. I was going to my IG so I could, since you said you can't find mine or whatever.
Got you. Shout out to Dyson Sphere. Silver and Black gonna have Logic under pressure Sunday.
Yeah, no, he does look like Logic for sure.
People are like, you're crazy. No, he looks like Logic's doppelganger.
Who said that?
I've had a lot of people tell me I look crazy. I'm like, yo, that is Logic's doppelganger.
They must not know who Logic is, I guess.
Probably not. Let me fix this chat highlight so we can make sure that it's on the screen. What's going on with you, bro? How do you feel about this matchup this coming Sunday?
Well, you know what? I gotta do a little more research on the Dolphins. Obviously, you know, I mean, they're a tough team, but going down to Miami, obviously that it's not an easy place to play. Is their stadium is it closed? Is it a dome?
No, I think it's outside. It's
Is
outside,
it?
yeah, and it's going to be 81 degrees. It's 81 degrees and sunny on Sunday. But I can.
That's not too bad.
No,
that's not too bad.
I can give you a quick idea, real quickly, in regards to the rankings going into this game.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little earlier before. They've won 3 of their last 5. They lost to Philly and they lost to KC in Germany last week. As it stands right now, their rankings going into this game: they're first in offense, 10th in defense, second in passing, third in rushing.
Hold on. First offense, you said 10th
defense.
10th defense.
Second in passing, third in rushing. For us, we're 25th in offense, 24th in defense, 22nd in passing, 29th in rushing.
25th in offense, 24th in defense.
Yeah.
And then what was that on rushing?
22nd passing, 29th in rushing.
Golly, okay. How are they in turnovers? Let's say giving up and creating.
Tua right now, I said before, I think he's got 17 touchdown passes and I think 7 interceptions on the year. I believe he had 3 of those against the Giants back in October. Let me see if I can find something real quickly on this. Excuse me, guys. Sorry for the dead air.
Where do you pull your individual stats from?
I use different sites. StatMuse has really been it for me because it's very, very detailed. So here we go.
StatMuse?
Yeah, StatMuse. Points per game, 23.4, which puts them 11th. Opponents' points per game, 23.5. Rushing yards a game, they're just under 100 a game. Their passing yards a game is 280, which is 5th. Team leaders right now, passing yards, 35-48 for Tua. Mostert. This can't be accurate in regards to those rushing numbers. Let me see the
Raheem?
stats. Yeah, it says 891 yards. I don't think that's accurate. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's very accurate. I had ESPN.
Raheem, he's a Purdue boy.
Yeah, but apparently he's also been a little not that productive the last few weeks with the chain.
Oh, really?
The rookie out. So that's why I'm I don't know how accurate that is.
With what? Who's out?
The rookie, Achan. I feel like I'm butchering it.
He's a running back?
He's a running back, and he is a fucking speed demon, bro. Him and Tyreek Hill are the guys on offense I'm most concerned about right now.
Well, shit, Raheem Mostert, he won the 100 and 200 back when he ran track.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's a fast dude, too. So they like speed down there, I guess, huh?
Yep. You know what? That's why. This is 2022. Let me see if they have 2023. That's where I messed up. Okay. So, yeah, team leaders right now, Tua has 2609. Rushing yards, 605 for Mostert. Tyreek Hill, 1,076 yards. So here are the correct stats now, guys. I apologize. Points per game, 31.7, which is first in the league. Opponents' points per game.
I was gonna say I was thinking I'm 23. That seems fucking low,
Yeah.
but okay.
Opponents' points per game, 25, which is 26 in the league. Rushing yards, 147.9, which is second. That is scary. Passing yards, 297.3, which is first. Let me see. I'm trying to find the defense. They've been, let's see. As a team, 9 games played, 285 points, 3,918 yards, 553 plays. They're averaging 7.1 yards per play. Rush yards, 13.
Does it have a ranking on that? Where does that rank?
The average yards per play? First.
I was going to say, holy fuck.
Rushing yards, they're ranked third with 1,331 on the year. Their rushing attempts, 227, which is 24th. Their rushing average is 5.9, which is first. Passing yards, 2,676.
So is there run game? Because they don't seem to be to me, I mean, just looking at it, they're not like a between the tackle downhill running game. Are they setting stuff up like
they set stuff up with like end arounds, with jet
Okay.
sweeps and stuff because of guys like Hill and a chain. Passing average is second at 8.6, sacks 15, which is third, sack yards 89, which is 29th, first downs 203, which is fifth. I'm trying to find the defensive side, and I'm not seeing it at the moment unless
they've given up 15 sacks.
Yeah.
And that's ranked what?
Third.
I was gonna say that's got to be that's a pretty low amount.
Yep. Penalties. 50.
What's their record? What's their overall record?
They are currently 6-3. They're first in the AFC East.
And you said they lost to Kansas City and
Philly in the last 5 weeks.
Okay.
They have played. So I can go far back from like October 15th. Carolina, they dog walked 42-21. They lost to Philly 31-17. They then played New England and beat them 31-17. And then the game in Germany on November 5th, they lost to the Chiefs 21-14.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find the rest of their schedule. And the teams that they've played early in the season. They played the Chargers. They beat them 36-34. They beat the New England Patriots in week 2, 24-17. They murdered the Broncos 70-20. That put them at 3-0. They then lost to Buffalo 48-20, and that was when Buffalo still had their defense intact. They beat the Giants 31-16, and then I told you the last couple of games that they have won or lost as well. Let me see.
So Raheem's averaging 5.6 per carry. God damn.
Yeah.
11 touchdowns, 2 fumbles, 1 lost. 2 is at 8 fumbles, 2 lost.
Defensively, they got David Long, Javon Holland, Jerome Baker, Deshaun Elliott, Kader Kohu, Bradley Chubb, Christian Wilkins, Andrew Van Ginkel.
Hey, where does 1,076 yards for Tyreek rank as far as receivers? That seems. I was okay.
They said he's on pace for 2,000 yards this season.
Really? Okay.
Yep. And that's just because Tua has aired it out a couple of times too.
And how about as far as how as far as receptions go? 69. How does that? Is that?
It's probably top, but I don't want to say it's number 1. I could be wrong.
I got you.
But
yeah, I mean, it dramatically drops off. The next receiver is Jalen Waddle with 40, and then Braxton Berrios.
Yo, Berrios is a shifty little shit though, and he's a guy that they really have more for special teams. But he pretty much is like, he's the Hunter Renfrow for the Dolphins. Realistically, like if they need somebody in the clutch on like a third and short situation, they normally try to dial his number up. Like I've seen him play.
Well, and also too, Raheem Mostert, he's a pretty good receiver out of the backfield as well.
Yeah. But again, like they've talked about Mostert over the last few weeks with a chain out, and he hasn't been doing that great. But I don't know, man. I'm looking at this chat. I think I need to update the chat to the live chat. I apologize to you guys. Lafayette said Tua must go down hard. Look, I feel the same way. This game will be the scariest team we've seen, period. Shout out to John Corrigan. That's a fact, man. That is a fact.
So their defense only has 4 interceptions, so they're not like a huge turnover defense.
And the crazy, well, I think it's also because like as scary as the secondary is, that the quarterbacks that they've played don't really want to try to test them either. Like Javon Holland, I believe his PFF grade is like the highest among safeties in the league right now. Like he was a guy that I wanted out of Oregon in that draft a couple of years. He was my 1A. Trayvon Merrick was my 1B. And Holland has lived up to the hype, and he's done a phenomenal job for them.
He's got 60 tackles, 40 solo, 20 assists. He's got 2 tackles for loss, 3 passes defended, 3 forced fumbles.
He's a dog, man. That's why like a lot of people are asking about it. And like I said, this was not going to be the matchup preview. It went from Aidan O'Connell's press conference to us talking about this matchup, and there's a lot to talk about. A lot.
How'd the press conference go?
It was fine. It was short. Apparently, you got some of these guys on the Raiders now growing mustaches, trying to look like you're
Aiden,
looking like your boy Aiden. And just talking about the relationship that he's already forming with some of the players, like including Davante Adams. So it was all good stuff. They weren't really on very long. The presser apparently was supposed to start at like 4:00, and I was like, oh shit, like I'm leaving work at 4:00. Just as I pulled up, Tay had just started, so I got lucky where I was able to just load everything up incredibly quick.
Gotcha.
But I have a feeling that they did this presser a little earlier than normal because they're probably going to be flying out either tonight or probably tomorrow. That's just my gut feeling.
Well, when's the game?
Sunday at 1 p.m.
Yeah, you typically, I mean, for us, it will always, if you're going through 2 different time zones, you leave on Friday.
And we have the injury report did come out. Let me go through that with you real quickly because I know you're just coming on. I don't even know how long you were watching the show for, but I definitely appreciate you watching.
I just had an opportunity. I just got done making dinner and stuff, and I just saw that you were on, so I just popped in.
I definitely appreciate it, bro. I definitely appreciate you pulling on up too.
Well, no, thanks for pulling me up.
Of course, man. All right, so as it stands right now, and this is for you guys as well in the chat, the 155 that we have in here right now. This is the most recent injury report. This came out probably within the last hour. Adam Butler with the knee, he's limited. Max Crosby, again, this has been a week-to-week thing with the knee. He's limited as usual. Divine Diablo, ankle limited. Nate Hobbs, ankle limited. Jakob Johnson, cleared concussion protocol. He was a full participant today. Colton Miller still dealing with the shoulder.
Who was that last one? Who was that last one?
Jakob Johnson, the fullback.
Okay.
Colton Miller, the tackle, still dealing with the shoulder injury. He didn't participate. Dylan Parham is on the list today with a calf injury. He did not participate. That's our left guard. Marcus Peters, knee limited. Amik Robertson with the concussion. Again, pretty sure he's not playing this coming Sunday. Roderick Teamer, hamstring limited. And Greg Van Roten, bicep, quad, tricep limited. So that is your injury report so far.
What's Teamer's?
Teamer, hamstring.
And he didn't play last week, did he?
He was out there.
Was he?
Yeah, he was out there last week. He's the guy that's really utilized on special teams anyways.
33. Is he 33?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Dolphins, Barrios, hamstring, didn't participate. Wide receiver Chase Claypool, knee, he didn't participate. Offensive lineman Rob Hunt, hamstring, didn't participate. Our former fullback, Alec Ingold, foot, he didn't participate. Rob Jones, knee, didn't participate. Durham Smythe, ankle, did not participate. Devon Ashane, knee, limited. He just got taken off of IR. He is coming back this Sunday. Tackle Teron Armstead, knee, limited. Running back Raheem Mostert, ankle, knee, limited. Running back Salvin Ahmed, ribs, full participant. Javon Holland, back, full participant. Linebacker Jalen Phillips, back, toe, full participant, and Jalen Waddle, knee. Again, he's been on the injury report for like the last 4, maybe 5 weeks. Knee injury, he was a full participant as well. So there is your updated injury report. Damn, I can't believe we still have so many people in here. I appreciate y'all. And
so looking at it, they don't really utilize a tight end very much, do they? I mean, that Durham Smythe, he's got 17 receptions, 168 yards, no touchdowns.
Yeah, we know the guys that they like to feed, and it's normally their running backs, or it's Waddle or Tyreek.
And with them running the ball so much and being successful in the run game, I'm assuming probably play actions.
Yep. Play actions and a lot of shotgun out of Tua. I just feel like if the pressure is there and he takes one wrong hit, and I said it before, like I don't wish injuries on anybody, but we know his concussion history. If he takes one wrong hit, I think that's going to be it, and I think they're going to collapse.
So I'm looking at so they've given up 15 sacks and they've given 29. So
damn, we got
they're off. They must have obviously they must have a pretty fucking stellar offensive line, right?
Yeah, and I believe their center, if I remember correctly, I believe their center is going to be a free agent this coming off season, because we were talking about free agent offensive linemen last night. JP Lacasse has a question for you. Stu, what advice would you give the safeties and DBs would you give?
To our guys?
Yeah, I guess so.
Here, hold on, let me. So what advice would he? Sorry, say that again.
What advice would you give the safeties and DBs?
I mean, I think they've been playing. Actually, I mean, considering the last really 3 years I've been involved, I think that they've been playing the best that I've seen. As far as, pass breakups, as far as interceptions, as far as getting involved, I feel like in the run game, as far as tackling, I like that Moreg is getting more involved. I mean, for like 2 years, remember how, he was off the screen, right? And I just kept saying that's like playing 10 on 11, but now he's getting down there. He's getting involved. I like number one, Epps, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's coming down, making the plays that he's supposed to be making. I don't see them giving up a ton of big plays. Have you, where blown coverages or...
I don't want to sound like an asshole. The only time I've really seen that happen, especially like deep balls, pause if necessary, Amik Robertson. A couple of times where he's just blown his assignment and has gotten torched.
Yeah.
We had that
and
one.
We kind of talked about that, right? Like you can't trade 1 for 1 when you're a defensive back, right?
Yep.
The one thing I would like to see 24, but it's not his game. He's just not going to get involved as far as tackling goes. That's one thing I think a team could take advantage of is test him on the edge, because he's just going to try to kind of angle the guy out of bounds. Really, he's not a guy who's going to come up.
He's not a thumper. And it's funny that, like, look, I have a former NFL player live right now with us, y'all. Like, I was saying it earlier about Peters, where Peters is just like, dude does not like the contact right now. He does. And you see it. And it's just like, dude, what
at
are you
all?
doing?
I mean, at all. And I'm thinking this, like, at the very least, like, a guy sometimes, if he doesn't like contact, at least he's going low and at least diving. Like it's kind of worse for, like, he's just kind of staying up tall and just kind of, like chest bumping the guy.
Chest bumping, yeah.
Like I'd like to see him, and obviously, the guy has. If you look at his history, what has he got? 33 or 34 picks, I think, in his career, something like that.
Former All-Pro, Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
The guy can play football. Now, is he at the age where, he is starting to slow down? His body is starting to break down? Probably. I want to see him out there because obviously he's a leader. He is a guy that can get us interceptions and turnovers. And, he's a guy that knows the defense. A guy that can line guys up. So if you were to ask me some advice, I honestly would, I think I would like to just to see them continuing to be consistent. I would just like to see them continue to come up, make some tackles that, I like to see them stiffen up in the red zone. And I think that you're starting to see them they have the mindset of creating turnovers, if anything, I don't have that. It's a really good question. I haven't really had any issues with the secondary. You know what I mean? There hasn't been much.
You touched on Merrick before, and like a lot of people have given him flack over his first 2 years. This is his third year in the league.
Yep.
He's played under two different defensive coordinators.
He's playing much better. He's playing like you would hope to see a Jim Thorpe Award winner play. Was he a first rounder or was he a second rounder? Mm-hmm. He's playing the way that you would expect him to play, how he played in college. He's a big guy, he's a physical guy, and I think he's getting more involved. Regardless of how long it's taken him, I think now, whether that has to do with AP, the new head coach, instilling confidence in him and getting him to bring back, his ability that he played with so well in college. But I like the way he's playing. And I think Epps, is a guy that's, I don't think he's a guy that's going to jump off the screen at you, but I mean, he's a guy that's going to make the plays he's supposed to make. And I don't see him messing up too often back there. You know what I mean? So
I just think with Merrick, the one thing that blew my mind, especially with AP's first game as a head coach for us, like that one blown assignment on the one touchdown that we gave up late in the game, it's like, dude was in the back of the end zone, like just waiting for it, wide ass open. It's just like, dude,
okay,
like where should you have been? And you know what? You saw it, so you can probably tell us better.
I would. That's okay. As far as Merrick goes, I would like him to have better vision, use his eyes better. And one thing I do see, and one thing I have noticed throughout the years with him, and I'd have to watch and relook at the film to see how he has these last couple games with AP as the head coach now. But one thing I didn't like how deep he would be in the end zone in red zone situations. He was just so far back, and we were always taught, man, when he gets down in that red zone, man, you line up almost with toes on the goal line, right? Because they have to go through you, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you're back too far, all they have to do is get to the goal line, just turn around, and it's easy catching.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah. So that would be one thing is move down a little bit more in the passing situation on the red zone. And then one thing I've always been saying for whatever reason, in the last couple of years, especially let's say, short yardage or red zone, when you're meeting a running back or a ball carrier and these guys go high, that's to the ball carrier's advantage. And these guys are getting pushed in the end zone, right? Yep. If you come up and you chop those guys out, because they've already got a forward lean, right? Mm-hmm. They're gonna be dead right there in the water. So I'd like to see when it gets towards closer to the end zone and short yardage, chop these guys out, chop these ball carriers out, because you see these guys going high and the running backs and stuff are pushing and falling forward, right? I'd like to see these guys go low on some of those goal line situations or short yardage situations.
Let me get these super chats in real quick. Shout out to Addicted to Profits. Yeah. Stu, your buddy from Bahamas here. Miami runs it up on bad teams.
Oh, yeah.
Against anyone good.
He knows his shit.
We got one more. I gotta find the easiest way to do this. Damn. Shout out to Leaky Tupo. What's up, brothers? Finally came across your live hammer. One love. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the support. We have been running it up, and we've been on for an hour and 43 minutes. This is probably one of the longest ones I've done in a very, very long time. We started in here tonight at
how often are you doing these with just you?
Pretty much just about every day.
Oh, you do? Okay. Usually about this time?
Normally it's like 8 at night. Because, Big Bro Wasted is normally on around this time. I was like, you know what? I do the weekly pressers. Every Wednesday I do the O'Connell and Tay pressers. So it started earlier than normal. I just shot in the house. I already had it set up. I just ran in the house, turned the laptop on, and that was it. But we started this live tonight at 71:39. We are now at 71:70. So salute to everybody that has pulled up tonight. Salute to all the new subscribers. And if you haven't already, I don't know what you guys are doing at this point, but break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell. We talked the injury report. We kind of did a mix of a matchup preview. We had the presser, and now we are joined by Raider great Stuart Schweigert, good friend of Shieldmore, and a good friend of ours. Definitely appreciate you hanging out, bro. Definitely do.
Well, no, thank you very much. I'm looking at Morag here, and when you look at the defense as far as tackles go, you have Spillane at number 1 with 81. You have Diablo with 59. Then you have Crosby with 59, and then Morag with 54, and Epps with 44. So I always hated that. Safety shouldn't be leading the team in tackles. Well, no, that's not true.
That's how I've always felt, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. If a safety leads the team in tackles, that's kind of scary.
But if you have a safety that is getting involved and that's able to read run or pass, and a guy that's trying to make plays, that's okay. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I do like, again, the strength of our defense is right up there through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Spillane, who's right in that middle spot, who's running the show.
Right.
Then Diablo as far as another linebacker, then those two safeties. That's where you want the strength of your defense. And, again, I'm looking at Morag, 44 44 solo, 10 assisted. He's got 2 sacks. He's got a tackle for loss. He's got 4 passes defended, 2 interceptions. Right now he's tied for second with Amik Robertson as far as leading the team in interception. So that was always one of his things, was right. He'd get there and he just wouldn't make the catch, right? And pass breakups are good on 4th down, but we want interceptions. And the fact that he's getting confident, he's getting there, he's making those interceptions. That's good. So he's getting involved. And that, you look at Epps here, 44 total tackles, 3 for losses, 1 pass defended. I like that. I like that.
Salute to Ray Bosby in the chat. Bro, I'm going to ask Stu. I guess I'll ask chat. Do I really look that much like Graf?
Like Graf?
This dude commented, Stu and Graf. I still think we need to draft a defensive tackle. I do not look like Graf.
No, you don't.
I'm not Graf, y'all. I'm not Graf.
Like,
do you not see? This is Hammer's house, bro. I'm Hammer. Yeah.
Well, maybe, but here's the deal. I know that because I'm sure people when as far as Mount Shieldmore, I'm usually, if I am alone, it's usually with Graf. So maybe that they just,
But to answer your question, because you said you still think we need to draft a defensive tackle, and we talked about this last night. This is a guy. Look, you can call me a homer, you can call me whatever you want because I'm a huge UT fan. But late 2nd round, early 3rd round, go with T'Vondre Sweat, the defensive tackle out of Texas. This dude is a
I didn't know you were a Longhorns fan.
Since I was a little kid, man. Longhorns fan. Okay. USF alum, so either way, still got those horns, bro. T'Vondre Sweat, late 2nd, early 3rd round, 6'4", 362 pounds. He is a problem. That should be a defensive tackle we look into. We talked about this earlier as well.
I mean, Hammer, would you? I mean, I wouldn't be mad if the majority of our draft was defense and some offensive linemen.
So CBS Sports is already starting with their mock drafts already. And as it stands right now, we have the 16th overall pick. And it has us projected to draft cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Alabama.
Okay.
Which, look, it's a shutdown corner that this team has needed for a very, very long time. If that opportunity presents itself, I'm taking him. He's like
we need a corner.
He's ranked the 2nd best corner in the draft class. Like I'm here for it, man. I would take that kid in a heartbeat.
We need a corner. We need some. I think you can't go wrong with some interior linemen. And hopefully, next year our number 1 pick from last year gets involved,
Tyree.
Yeah. I mean, I just haven't seen much from him. I mean, what do you say for a 7th overall pick, right?
Yeah.
As a D lineman, I mean, you'd think that. I mean, I thought one thing, they tried to move him maybe inside a little bit. Have they done that at all? Have they tried him at interior? Or
really
no?
haven't seen it, and it was something that we had talked about that we thought that we potentially would have seen this year. But again, I do believe that this kid was supposed to not be playing, or at least starting right now, or getting the reps, as many reps as he has, had Chandler Jones not had this mental breakdown. This was supposed to be the year Chandler Jones was going to mentor this kid and get him ready and develop him for year 2. But we saw how that situation went, and We got a super chat here from John Corrigan, aka Hug D's. Shout out to him on the 999. Stu, I have 4 kids. One just finished school and played ball since 7. Had an ACL and about 4 concussions. My 7-year-old wants to play. Any advice for me? Too young. Help my first son reach first string.
Hold on. So his first son's what? 17?
Hold on.
What'd he say?
One just finished school and played ball since he was 7. Had an ACL and about 4 concussions. His 7-year-old now wants to play. Do you have any advice for him, or is that too young for him to start playing football?
So 7-year-old. So that's probably, I'm assuming probably first grade there.
Yeah.
So my son, he's 6. He played his first year of football. Obviously, it was just no pads or anything, and just flags. You know what I mean? So depending on what state you're in, some states don't have
full contact until you're a little bit older.
But what's that league called?
Pee-wees, I guess. Pee-wees, mites. What I know it's like.
What's the term?
I'm not sure.
But you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
They have leagues, I think, full contact tackle when they're, I think, maybe in third grade, maybe as young as 2nd grade. I know
Mighty
Texas.
Mites. Yeah, he said Mighty Mites. That's what it is.
Okay. I know in Texas, obviously they get started early. I would say that. Wait, what was his question again? Forgive me. What was the question?
His 7-year-old kid wants to play, but like his other son had an ACL and about 4 concussions, and he wants to know should his 7-year-old start playing, or is he too young to be playing?
No, I don't think he's too young. Again, maybe I think maybe for full contact, I think probably, too young. I know for me, we had flag football from 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, but we had flag. It was a little bit different, but it was full pads. So you got used to the blocking, right? And you wouldn't tackle guys, but there's still kind of that physical. Everyone's staying up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I didn't go into full tackle until 7th grade. Is when 7th and 8th grade is when we started full tackle in middle school. So I'm not real keen on starting kids really early with the physical part of it. I think you can start to get used to it and kind of fitting people up and that type of stuff with flag. Because again, obviously, the younger a brain is and while it's developing, any damage to it could be, obviously is a concern.
Yeah.
But what I wouldn't do is I don't think it's fair for your 7-year-old that you're using your older son's history and kind of project it in on your 7-year-old. I don't think that's fair. If he wants to now, if he didn't want to play and you're asking me, should I get him to play? No. If he doesn't want to play, don't force him to do anything.
Yep.
Whatever
I went through that as a kid. A lot of things were forced on me, things I didn't want to do. But for me growing up, football and baseball were my life. My dad played cricket when he grew up in Jamaica. And I guess the transition was him teaching me baseball, and that was amazing. Football, when he came to the States, he loved watching football. I had family that played in the league when I was a little kid, and I was I want to be like him. I want to be a receiver. And I didn't start full contact until around the same time. In my hometown, it was 4th through 6th grade. It was 7-on-7 2-hand touch. And then middle school was full pads, full contact, all that stuff. So I've always thought about this. When the time comes that I eventually have kids, I'm not going to force him to do it if he doesn't want to. But if it's something that he loves, or he really is I want it, I'm not going to tell you no. But I'm also going to make sure that I'm going to teach you the proper ways, the proper techniques of contact, tackling, and all that stuff. And just try to keep you upright at all times.
Yeah, I would say as far again, just to go back, if your son wants to do it, get him involved. And just what I would say is be as involved. Go to practices, see that the coaches who are coaching him are teaching the proper the proper techniques and doing the proper things. And, they're putting kids at proper positions. I mean, one thing for us too, I don't know how it was for you. But there was in 7th and 8th grade, there was a weight limit for like quarterback position, running back position, or receiver. Like you couldn't be over 140 pounds. Because obviously there's some kids that mature, faster than other kids. So you don't want to, a 200-pound, 7th grader carrying the ball. So did they have a weight restriction for skilled positions?
Like
when
I was playing? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they had that for us. So at least it did make it so there wasn't, like I said, you don't put a kid who's just grown bigger than everybody else as the ball carrier, which, obviously him running and, the other kids trying to tackle could cause some issues or whatever. But just be involved with it and just make sure you tell him, the proper ways to tackle. And if there ever is an issue, that he's honest with you. If there is a deal where he does get a concussion or his bell rung or, that type of stuff.
He actually has another question to that. And this is something that I'm thinking about when I was a kid. Like, I don't like this at all. Do you think the newer heads-up tackling technique with your head behind the ball carrier causes more broken tackles? I do. The way that I was taught was always you want to get the face mask, your face mask directly into the ball carrier's arm. You want to try to get that right at the nose of the football. Head across, and wrap up like pretty much just under their ass and drill them into the ground. Like that was how I was taught. So this new wave, and I remember when they were really strict about the concussions and everything and trying to make the game safer, and seeing some of these videos with their new forms of tackling and stuff, I'm like, this is not going to work. There's no way in hell. Like I'm not with that. That alligator roll shit at times too. You get the wrong guy, he's going to break through that shit like it's nothing.
So for me, yeah, it was always, because here's how we always justified it, right? When you get your head, if the ball carrier is coming this way, right? It's kind of hard on here but if I'm coming across and I'm putting my head, majority, probably most of my body on the yeah.
Look here, I'm coming at you.
Yeah, so if
other way, you were good.
Well, no, because my camera's reversed, right? So if I'm coming up, I want to put the majority of my body in front of that ball carrier, right?
Yep.
Because obviously the more of your body in front, the more likely you're going to stop that ball carrier. But the issue that they have is, and I experienced it many times, is when you're coming across, you're leaving this part of your head open. Mm-hmm. And if you're coming, and especially if you're coming low, a lot of times knees, come up there.
Yep.
So that's why they're saying behind, so that your head is not getting hit by, a guy's fist or his knees or his thighs. But the only issue with that is you got to think the only part of your body that's in front of that ball carrier is your shoulder down to your arm, right? So you're going to have a lot more missed tackles. And I would think you're going to have more issues with shoulders, biceps, where you're again, you only have this arm that's coming across there to try to tackle that guy. So I mean, I would never teach that way. But I understand that it is safer, but you're going to have more missed tackles. I mean, I guess the key is whether your head's to the side or to the back. The key is to get your hands together and wrap and just hold on. Yep. Right. And for me, what I always, what I was taught by my defensive back coach, Kenny Green, at Purdue, who was a huge reason for my success at safety. One of the things was tackle and wrap them legs up. I always say this: a person can run without his shoulders, without his arms, without his chest, right? But a guy can't run without his legs.
Nope.
If you come up and you wrap them legs up, and they like that gator roll you talked about, as long as you're wrapping up and grabbing onto something,
then it's a different story. Like you're gonna make that. You're gonna.
So what happens is you see these guys, and it drives me nuts. They come in and they do this stuff, these hockey checks.
Yep.
Right. And sometimes you see these big, it'll be a big initial hit, but those running backs, they bounce off that stuff and they keep rolling, man. You gotta wrap up. And again, when you go high on a guy, if you hit him in his shoulders, his arms, his legs are still going. But if you go in and you chop those legs out, he can't run. And here's the deal. Ball carriers, specifically probably more running backs, if you keep hitting them in the legs, dude, that they start to tiptoe a little bit, man. They don't like that. You know what I mean? They want a guy to go up high on them.
Like I had that happen to me. This was, I think, the second semi-pro team I was playing for. All of a sudden, this coach wanted to put me in the backfield, and I never played running back as a kid. But they're like, dude, you got the size. Like, we're going to put you back there. We're in practice, and I got my teammates going after my knees, and I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, I was ready to fight. I'm like, why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how running backs do it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know how running backs do it. So actually for me, when I started, I was in fourth grade. I was a running back, fifth grade running back, sixth grade running back, seventh grade running back, along with playing corner. And then in high school, I went and switched to quarterback, but I was an option quarterback, right? So I led the league in rushing. So again, being a ball carrier, there's a way to know how to avoid and how to fall and how to move through some things. If you're not used to that, and you're just running, dude, like again, man, I don't know as a running back. I mean, in the NFL, again, that's why they typically 6-7 years, for the life of a running back. If we even have running backs at some of these positions now, right? Just like a legit running back, you have 11 alpha male bad motherfuckers coming every play and just unloading on your body. I don't know how running backs make it as long as they do.
Back in the day, I don't know how they did it as long as they did for a lot of them. But the times have changed. Like, it's just like some of them.
What? No.
Like, look at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, as big as this dude is, like, and I know he had that 1 foot injury, and it's just like he's still going. That dude's a fucking beast. JJ, he's only missed maybe 5 games the 4 years he's been in the league. Like, he's durable as fuck.
Again, the kind of the scat backs, the guys who can, the LaDainian Tomlinsons, the Darren Sproles, the Frank Gores, these guys who are shifty guys.
Yeah.
Like a Barry Sanders type running back. Mm-hmm. You're never really going to get a solid shot on those guys, right? Because they know how to move and stuff. But like the guys like Brandon Jacobs and Ricky Williams and Amon Green and these guys, the Henrys, those big guys that are just you going in full speed and cutting those guys out. It's just those guys don't have long careers, man, because it's a terror on your body. I mean, it's just you're gonna have the injuries, man. You're gonna start to slow down. I mean, it's tough that you're so big and you want to have a big running back, but you're just a bigger target.
Yeah. Shout out.
And those guys can't adjust. So they are just running in a straight line. And I knew if I had a running back like that, I'm going full speed and then I am going right for his knees.
Shout out to Graf. They're in the group chat right now, and holy shit, man!
How come I can't see the comments?
Because we're using OBS. I'm using the display capture from StreamYard in order to have you on. So yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I appreciate.
Hey, I am too. I plan on. Just a heads up too. I plan on going. I have it in. I put it on. I plan on going live on my channel at 9:00.
Yeah, somebody said it in the chat. Like, he's going live in less than 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on there. So obviously, you're more than welcome to pull up Hammer and anyone else's as well. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what we're talking about now, and if anybody has any questions, those have been really, really good questions.
And you and I have not had the opportunity to do something like this in a very, very long time. I remember when you did one of your first shows, and I always joke around with you about it. It was like I was opening up to Barbara Walters because we were talking about my life and life after football and stuff. And now we're sitting here talking like football now. Like, bro, I really appreciate you pulling on up tonight. I really do. We've been on 2 hours.
No, absolutely, man. And No, I appreciate you letting me pull up. And again, I here's the deal. Obviously, there's different. Each live stream, there's a different type of feel to it. Where I like this where it is calm, right? You know, we're not getting too crazy. It's not about jokes and this and that. And I do like those type of kind of, what do I want to say? I do like that type of tempo sometimes, you know, and that's kind of what I want to have mine tonight is where, you know, it's a little more, I don't want to say serious, but it's not too, you know,
wild.
Yeah, exactly.
The best way of putting it.
Exactly. Yeah. We can be a little more, like I said, a little more serious, but no, these are great questions. And to be honest with you, these are questions I know if I had the opportunity to talk to somebody that reached the pinnacle of any profession, I'm going to ask again with the kids and asking stuff like that. Those are really, really, really good questions, man. And those are the questions that I like to talk about sometimes, you know, just to switch it up where it's not just X's and O's and the football side of things.
Yeah. Again, we've been on for 2 hours. This is the longest.
Yeah, dude.
This is the this is the longest I've done in a very long time. I am going to wrap it up because my old ass needs to try to get some rest. And I see another one of our brothers from Mount Shieldmore is on right now. So if you guys,
he's live.
Oh yeah. If you guys want,
who is it?
Wasted. So if you guys want, go over to Raider Nation Unlimited featuring Wasted Talent. Go hang out with Big Bro. Tell him I sent you. Make sure to flood the chat and tell him that Hammer and Stu sent you. Stu,
hey Hammer, I want to say thanks for letting me pull up. You do a phenomenal job, and obviously, I don't think a lot of people understand what you do behind the scenes as far as making the shows go, you know, and the live streams go, and keeping everything functioning and operating and all that stuff. So you do a great job, dude, and I appreciate letting me come on, and I appreciate the great questions, and thanks, man.
It means a lot, bro. We'll definitely be talking later on. Shout out to Stu. Damn, man, he's about to get me all teary-eyed and shit. Let me reset, regroup. Hold up. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all that pulled on up tonight. We still have over 100 people in the chat. If you haven't already, and again, first timers, do not let it be your last. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions in the house that Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Raider Nation News today. Like I said, we will have an official matchup preview. I'm thinking either Friday or Saturday with Broshmo. So stay tuned for that. Once we lock everything in, you guys will see it scheduled. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you guys are aware of it. But that's it for the night. Phenomenal show. We went through the matchup preview. We heard from Tay. We heard from Aiden O'Connell. We talked about a little about this upcoming matchup against Logic and the Miami Dolphins. And we were also blessed by another Raider alum and Stuart Schweigert. Appreciate you pulling on up as well, guys. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is on the rise. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. Peace, love, and positivity. Go over to Wasted's channel. Tell them that I sent you. Flood that chat. Love you guys. Till next time, we out.